Democrats privately furious that Joe Biden won't just leave the national stage. He refuses to go away. He refuses to go off into the sunset. Uh, he's just going to keep on reminding people how terrible his administration was, how he destroyed the American economy. It's hilarious. He just will not go away, and Democrats are very, very upset about it. So we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon, and that's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news now. This comes from the Gateway Pundit, and they report that Joe Biden appeared on The View this week, and if you watched any of it, you know his appearance was a disaster. And this is like the second report today that I did on Joe Biden and his terrible interview with The View. It was crazy because I talked about it earlier. Bill O'Reilly talked about it, how the women on The View were basically delusional and pretending like everything was great under Joe Biden, and the reason why Harris didn't win the election is because she was a female. Like, this is crazy stuff. They were delusional. But the interview was a signal that Biden is planning to do more media, especially now that it has been revealed that the Biden family is desperate to keep cash flowing into their bank accounts. Yeah, they say they pretty much are drained. Think about it, the millions upon millions of dollars that the corrupt Biden family made, they squandered it all. It's crazy. While many Democrats continue to defend Biden, there are plenty of them who wish Biden would just go away. His presence on the national stage is just a reminder of how they got their butts kicked in the 2024 election. They don't want to think about that, right? They don't want to think about that. But the Hill reports Democrats are blasting former President Biden's reemergence in the spotlight following his interview Thursday on The View, his second major post-presidency interview. See, and I said he's trying, like I said earlier, he's trying to fix his reputation. He hired a PR guy and everything to try to fix the Biden family name because it was so bad. Yet some Democrats are criticizing Biden's recent appearances, arguing the former president is becoming a drag on the party as it seeks to rebuild following its widespread losses in 2024. Quote, elections are about the future. Every time Joe Biden emerges, we fight an old war, said Democratic strategist Anthony Coley, who worked for the Biden administration. He said, every interview he does provides a contrast to Trump. That's just not helpful for the Democrats, the Democratic brand, which needs trusted messengers and fighters who can reach independents and moderates and inspire the base. Joe Biden ain't that. Wow. Wow. They're trying to push out the old guard. But one Democratic strategist said Biden needs to, quote, take responsibility for his actions and own up to the fact that he caused Democrats to lose. This is what I talked about in my previous video with on Bill O'Reilly. When Bill O'Reilly was talking about this, I talked about him taking accountability and, responsibility. That would never, ever happen because that would admit that you made a mistake. That would mean he would have to admit that he made a mistake. When have you ever heard Joe Biden apologize for making a mistake or taking some type of accountability for something he did wrong? That disastrous bill that he signed, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that caused more inflation. He didn't apologize for that. Heck, Americans died in Afghanistan because of him, and he never apologized or took accountability for that. No one in the military lost their job behind that. It was business as usual. So he don't believe in accountability. It goes on to say, I don't think there's a willingness to cop to the fact that he should never have run again in the first place, the strategist said. Why can't he come out and acknowledge that part of this is on him? He would never acknowledge that. This is political karma for the Democrats. They hitched their wagon to Joe Biden, and now they're stuck with him, whether they like it or not. Facts. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think Joe Biden will ever take any type of accountability? Do you think he'll be able to repair his reputation? Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.